I'm Marissa.
And I'm Joe, and this is Tales from Godric's Hollow. Welcome, everybody, to our 250th episode of Tales from Godric's Hollow. And the crowd goes crazy. Luminaries are here. The band is back together. Yes, indeed. But coming up first, I would like to introduce my co-host, the boss, Marissa.
Hi, guys.
What's going on, Marissa?
Oh, I'm very excited tonight. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, yeah. So excited, so excited. Lots to get to, and bragging rights shall be had. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're going down. Well, our first luminary I'd like to bring in, he is our very own Slytherin prefect. It is Brent Allen. What up, Brent?
What's up, Tales from Godric's Hollow crew? I am very, very excited to be back here on the show, celebrating 250 episodes. I've been around for all 250 on one various side of the microphone or other. And guys, it always love getting to come hang out with you guys here.
Of course, glad to have you on. And I got to say, you have been, as you said, a big part of this show. So we're glad to have you back on here with our other two guests, which we will be introducing coming up right now. Up first, the Professor, Matt Sonnenberg. Welcome in, Matt.
Glad to be here. It's been a while. Actually, how long has it been? Actually, probably only a few months, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, only a few months. We don't want to give the community too much of the former host because then they're going to want you guys back and kick us out. And we can't have that. We can't just be overthrown like that.
Nope.
For the record, for me, it's only been about 5 days or so.
Something like that.
That's fair. It's been a while since I've been on live.
Yes. It's I don't know when our last live show was.
The 200th episode, maybe?
Probably.
Or the farewell episode or something like that.
I think the farewell episode.
Yeah, the farewell episode. Speaking of farewells, he's back. He's been back since then, too, though. He came back for Christmas. But we have him here today once again. Welcome, everybody. The Muggle.
Hello. Episode 200, I was definitely on. That was definitely live.
Oh, okay.
You were not on episode 200.
No.
No. There's no. Your final episode was 195. And I don't think you had John a month
sure
later.
You didn't bring him back?
I'm pretty sure you brought me back for 200. Somebody check the
happened.
records. Okay. All right. Whatever.
Somebody knows better than I do.
Sorry,
I know.
Alex should be emailing already.
Are you saying that you just brought me back for a random episode?
It was
We
Christmas.
brought you back for Christmas.
The season of perpetual hope.
Okay. That's true. That was not episode 200 at the same time?
No, definitely.
No.
Look, time is a funny
Construct.
thing. Yeah.
Time is a construct. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We've come to that conclusion. Anyway, welcome everybody. Josh, I think you have been the longest time away from us. What's going on? It's been a while.
I'm just happy, Joe, you're able to scrounge some pennies together to afford my guest appearance on the show. So that's why it probably took so long. Things are well. It's life is life. Still busy as ever. We have a graduation this Saturday for one of the kids.
That.
Yeah, so it's a busy week around here. It's also a year of milestone birthdays for all the kids. We had the 21st birthday for the oldest kid, and then the one that's just graduating. He just turned 18 a couple weeks ago, and then we have 2 kids coming up that are both turning 16, and then the 2 little ones are both turning 13 and officially being teenagers. So, and then combined with all that, 3 of them have been doing driving school. And then, college, and
3 of them doing driving school.
The 18-year-old, he didn't want to
Okay.
learn when he was 16. So
I was thinking like 1 to 13, and I'm like,
They're doing weird things over there.
What is this, Florida? No,
early
come on.
achievers, I understand, but like, I don't think they allow that.
No. The older one. So,
Okay,
yeah,
that
it's
makes a lot more sense.
plenty busy around here, as you could imagine. So, other than that, doing well.
That's great. Matt, what's going on with you? You're always on the road.
Well, this is just vacation. I finally got to get away. I've been at home for who knows how long, and wanted to
I
get
feel
down
like
to.
reach out to you. You're away.
Yeah, I mean, I get away when I can, but I've been actually diving back into the world of Skylanders, as Josh and Brent know very well. That is been taking up a lot of my time, and I need to get back because I have a lot of orders to fill since I started selling Skylanders now.
Ooh. You got your own store?
I do. Ever since my last venture with Lightseekers, figuring out how to sell stuff online, like I that's something I've taken on. And yeah,
Hotel internet.
Sorry, man. That's something that I've been on for a couple weeks now, and I've been making sales every day, so it's been good.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Everything comes full circle, doesn't it, Matt?
It really does, man. it does.
Just like us here at Tales.
Yeah. What we did tell you is Matt and I came back to take the show over, just like you suggested. So,
oh, come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, we let you have your fun.
And I'm here as the enforcer, so
yeah.
No one's getting through.
For the record,
in the vanishing cabinet.
I was gonna say, this is like grabbing a hold of your favorite old comfortable sweatpants, being with everyone here. Like, just feels right, But now I'm getting kicked out. Terrible feeling. Anyway,
It's bound to happen sooner or later.
Yeah.
You didn't read your contract close enough, apparently.
What contract?
The magical contract that's that no one can ever break.
Go talk to Leon.
All right, we'll do.
Brent, it's been a few weeks since we've had you on. Anything new and exciting with you?
Man, for those who don't know, I homeschool my kids, and so we are now officially done with that for the summer and moving into the summer. And the kids are like off at summer camps like all summer long. Like, it's just like each week I got to take them somewhere new, and then they're gone. So I am highly looking forward to the summer and everything we've got going on. And outside of that, just working on some new creative ventures and seeing what's coming up this fall, because the other podcast I do, the Buccaneers podcast, I stepped off that earlier this year. And excited to not have to talk about the minutia of the NFL right now, in the middle of like not really much happening and people taking things way too, blowing things way out of proportion, and just enjoying it, man. Just enjoying it. So
still riding from your Super Bowl win. Yeah.
Oh, all year long. Absolutely. There literally, I don't think a day has gone by that I haven't worn some sort of Super Bowl gear, some sort of something, because yes, I'm still very much a fan, and they don't come around very often, as you guys all know.
Sadly, yes. Oh, all too well. Just FYI, for anyone who's watching us online on either YouTube or Facebook right now, hello. Thank you for tuning in. This is a butterbeer, by the way. I'm not just drinking away all my sorrows.
Don't believe him. Don't believe him.
All right, Joe,
show the label.
Okay.
New York, by the way, FYI.
Is it like the butter beer that we have here in Florida at the Wizarding World?
From what I can remember of the taste of it, it does taste very similar.
Okay.
But again, I think the last time I've had one was when I was with you.
I mean,
And that was like 2.5 years
That was
ago.
a long time ago. Wow.
Yeah.
if it's in a bottle, it can't be the same. Because you know the foam, the cream they put
'Cause
on
you gotta
top,
eat the foam. Yeah, the
like
foam's
you're
a
not
big
going to get
piece.
that in
Yeah.
a bottle.
It's not exactly the same, but the taste is very
Pretty
similar.
cool. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because it really is. It's like a butterscotch cream soda sort of kind of taste to it. So only way better when it's the hot one. The hot one's like butterscotch hot chocolate, which is for the Marissa's over there going, yeah.
I've said it more than once. Hot or
Yeah.
nothing. So
Mm-mm.
hot or nothing. Just saying.
Hey,
I mean, hot is the best by far.
Yeah.
I mean, not everything else out of contention.
It's not even
But
close.
I'm good with the frozen one every once in a while.
I will say, Brent, your Hedwig freaked me out for a quick second. I was like,
Oh,
why
yeah?
is there a bird loose? And then I'm like, oh, it's stuffed Hedwig. Just hanging out in
Wait
the
for it. Wait
Uh
for it.
I thought it was gonna hoot or something.
It just did.
Oh, I thought that was Brent hitting his little cricket noises on his hot.
I'm usually set up for the Star Trek podcast here, so I got to bring something set-wise. There are the wands back here, I guess. Those are still there. But
Gotcha.
yeah, Hedwig's gonna hang out with me right here. Get him in the camera. There he goes.
Sounds good. Well, you'll need all the help that you can get because
Yeah, I suck at trivia.
to tend to tonight. Yes, we are going to have a really, really fun time with a very first for us here at Tells as we try to play this Harry Potter Trivial Pursuit, but online with each other. So this will be a very fun experience, I'm sure. And then whoever wins gets ultimate bragging rights. FYI. And the judge, of course, the game master, will be the Muggle.
Only because you didn't think I'd get any of these trivia questions correctly, which I'm personally offended by. I read the box. It said ages 8 and up. I'm like, I could totally nail these. I looked at a couple questions. I'm like, okay, that's probably a good idea.
Oh,
Yeah. Well,
poor
maybe.
Muggle.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, I just want to let you know that I am wearing the commemorative Josh Brown Schmear, the Gringotts Doorman t-shirt.
It's just delightful. It's so wonderful.
I'm wearing that shirt just for you, buddy.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Joe.
Remember me as you judge.
Wow.
Before we get into the game, though, there are a few things that we need to tend to, and then we could just let chaos ensue. First off is our June giveaway. We just had our May giveaway, and Kristen won that last week. And one of the gifts she chose was the Phoenix wand that I got from Harry Potter New York.
Are we getting pictures of this thing?
I can send you pictures, yeah.
I would love to see a picture of this thing.
It's pretty cool. I showed it actually on our live feed of our Butterbeer Banter episode that we had recorded yesterday and dropped out for everyone to see. So you can check that out too on there. But our question for our June giveaway, a little interesting question that I thought of on my drive home today, and that was, outside of the trio, who or whom do you think would have been best to leave the Horcrux mission to? So say it wasn't left to Harry and the trio could not do it at all, and Dumbledore needed to find somebody else to take on this mission. Who do you think it would be? And I say whom because if you think it's Fred and George, then you could put those two together. But you can't just put two random people together. Like, I'll take a Dean and a Seamus, put them together. If you
Do they
want
need to be students?
It can be students, yeah. I mean, Harry and the trio, they were all
No, I
students.
mean, like, does it have to be students?
Oh, no. It could be anybody. Anybody.
I've got my answer.
Well, everyone else has the entire month of June
Dang it.
to think about it. And then
It would
send
be
us-
unfair to debate it right now, right?
Yes. I don't want to. I want everyone's like initial gut reactions to this. But if you want to come back, we could talk about it at another time. So you can send in your giveaway entries and the answer to that question over to talesfromgodric's@gmail.com. Get you entered into our June giveaway. By the way, the prize that you can win is a little sweets basket from Harry Potter, New York that I put together myself. It's not like an official basket. So you got some Whizbees, you got some tongue toffee. It's hard to say. You got a chocolate frog coming your way, some butter beer, and a very fancy little plastic cup thing with a handle. It's beautiful.
With a handle.
Isn't that called a
Hold
mug?
it.
I wasn't with you until you said that.
I'm glad. It's not a mug though, because it has like a little whatever.
Handle?
Typically, a cup with a handle is referred to as a mug.
Thank you, Matt. I wish I had one right around me to show you what it looked like, but alas, I do not. I have everything else around me, and not that. Anyhow, so that's the June giveaway. Now, for some news that you can use, of course, as I just said, I took my trip to Harry Potter, New York for the opening, and we recorded a Butterbeer banter about it. You should see it on your feed. So if you're interested in hearing about how my nightmare of a day went, feel free to check out that episode. It was pretty fun. And it's a little over 45 minutes, just enough to wet your whistle if you've missed us or need a quick fix of tales throughout your week. It's a beautiful thing.
That was like a tenth of the time you spent in line.
Yeah. Only 8 hours before I was able to actually get into the store.
For 45 minutes of content. Love it.
You said that, Matt, and you said that, Joe, and I was like, I'd be so mad, like soaking wet. Just, I would have gone home. I'd been like, no.
I was close.
Yeah.
My saving grace was the virtual queue.
Mm.
Had I not been able to scan that QR code and leave and do what I wanted and then come back when my time was good,
Mhm.
even though that didn't always work out the way it should have either. Yeah, I definitely would have went home. I wouldn't have been able to make it. But if you want to hear more about that, you could do so on that Butterbeer Banter episode. I don't want to take up too much time about that tonight. Also, a special thank you to Jessica and the Front Row Film Roast for inviting us on for the riff of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban this past Saturday night with the Real Weird Sisters podcast. Yes, other Harry Potter podcasts exists. We've admitted it.
What? I leave the show and suddenly all these other podcasts exist.
Yep.
What happened?
Trendsetter.
I don't know, Josh.
Oh my god!
You started something.
Trying to copy you, brother. Trying to copy
Yeah.
you.
We held them off as long as it could, I guess.
Mm,
Cease
We
and
did our
desist
best.
letters in the whole thing.
And the
They weren't scared anymore.
of podcasts that coming through. Oh boy, oh boy. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm actually trying to get a
Fun.
link for anybody who wants to watch everything that we did because there was a lot of fun with that. So be sure to look for on our social media for that stuff. Now, for some changes to our Patreon page. As always, we're looking for better ways to give stuff back to you all, the community, and I think these changes are going to be pretty great. And I hope you all agree. So, as I said before on previous shows, we want to give you some more bang for your buck. So, basically, everyone is kind of automatically getting bumped up a level, but with staying at your current pay support thingy for Patreon. Tier. There we go.
Tier.
That's the word. Tier. Listen, I'm not great with words. You guys know this. Anyway, for $1, yes, you'll get early access to all our main shows as you normally do, that aren't live, of course, as well as having access to watch us live record our Butterbeer Banter episodes that we initiated yesterday when we recorded Butterbeer Banter. So for those of you on there, you saw that. You'll also get, though, your very own exclusive show hosted by newly promoted head boy, Brent Allen. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm head boy. Yes. Suck it, Gryffindorks.
There are
No,
no
that's amazing. That's
Gryffindors
cool. I
on
love it.
here, by the way.
Do what now?
There are no Gryffindors on here, by the way.
That's right. There's not. That's funny. That's
Yeah.
funny. I married one, which is
Oh,
very
look at
weird.
you.
Mm-hmm. But that's how it works. But yeah, no, I'm very excited. Thank you guys so much for actually asking me to do this show. It's still in the formulation process, exactly what it's going to be and how it's going to land out. But we've got some pretty good ideas for what that's going to be. And listen, it is specifically for us as patrons, because I am a patron, like I'm a part of this community, and it's going to be for us. And I'm super excited to get to bring some new content for those of us and patrons. And by the way, those of you out there who aren't, come join us. It'll be fun. Come on.
Definitely. So thank you, Brent, for jumping on for that with us. At $2, you'll get all the $1 stuff, and you'll get exclusive access to our Discord chat. So that'll open up to you. I haven't opened that up yet, but this week, expect to come in. Well, actually, all these expect the changes to go into place. At $5, you'll get exclusive access to a monthly video chat with other members in this tier and above with us, the hosts. You'll also get a special shout out at the beginning of each show that we do. At $10, this level, you'll be invited to watch us record our main show live each week and interact with us before, after, and during the recording. Those are fun because you can catch us at any time, at any moment. Now, granted, me and Marissa were a little bit flexible with our recording schedule. So sometimes it's Mondays at 5 p.m. Sometimes it's Tuesdays at 5 p.m. So you got to be on the lookout for that when it pops up on the Patreon page. But even if you miss it live, you can always go back and rewatch it back if you're interested in doing that and seeing all the times I mess up and edit it, because that's a lot. I don't get that luxury with these live shows.
No, you don't.
Not at all. Sorry, everybody. At $20, this tier earns you the right to come on the show with us as a guest host. This is limited to one show, and we'll come up with a topic that suits us both, and we'll put it on the calendar. So that's your opportunity to come hang with us for a show. And at $50, you become an official headmaster, headmistress of Tales, and you'll get the producer sponsor credit on each and every episode of the show for that month, and everything obviously below it for each tier. So those are the new updates for Patreon. If you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/Tales from Godric's Hollow, and everything that we get from that goes back into this show in some form or fashion. So we love you guys. We thank you for your support, and we want to keep doing more for you guys. And this is one way I feel like we can do that. So thank you all. Now, one last thing before we get going with our game. And I know Josh has got the cards ready. Everyone's itching to get going with this game. And that's next week what we will be covering, because we did not announce what our main topic would be. And we did not give you what our beast would be and our spell would be, because we're obviously not doing any of that on this show. So next week, our beast for the beast breakdown will be the Yeti. Our spell for Spellio Revelio will be Sternius. And our main topic of discussion will be covering the fan movie Lily Evans and the 11th Hour.
Ooh.
Which you can find on YouTube. So that's everything you need to know for next week. And now, finally, we can begin our Harry Potter Trivial Pursuit Challenge. Dun, 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 dun. I don't have a hotkey for that.
Who's going first, Joe? How is this actually working? I mean, you told us the rules before we started. Do you want to tell the people listening what the rules are?
Yes, I'll run down the rules really
Okay.
quick. They're very simple. Each of the 4 contestants have a dice with 6 different colors on them representing the different categories in the game. The order of the contestants has been randomized by me.
Sounds fishy.
No, I used the randomizers I use for every little way that same thing. Anyway, each of us will roll and have to answer a question given by the muggle based on the color that they roll. Whoever is the first person to answer one question correctly from each category first will be the winner. If the contestant rolls a color in which they have already correctly answered, then they will forfeit their turn. So yes, there is some luck attached to this as well. And contestants, we will be playing via the honor system. Any controversies will be handled solely by our game master, the Muggle. I have with me Liquid Luck. Give me 1 second.
Game master ruling.
This guy, I swear, he's making the rules. He's determining the order of participation. He's taking performance enhancing drugs beforehand. I don't even know how this is actually going to be a fair fight.
It's rude.
It's unfortunate that his answers are all going to be wrong.
That sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
My performance enhancing drug.
Oh,
This-
Chocolate frog.
by the way, I think it should be noted that all of these questions are movie answers, not book answers. It's very important.
To be determined.
No, false. Because
Josh's final say, no matter what.
It's whatever I remember.
no one's gonna get any questions right. Well, no, because I'm a Ravenclaw, I studied and I had my husband quiz me before on some questions, and one of them he asked, and I was like, well, there's 2 answers. One is from the book and one is from the movie. I'm gonna tell you both of them, and you tell me which one is on there. So
See, the part
is
that Joe
amazing.
didn't explain is I'm not actually using the answers on the card.
this is like apples to apples, whichever answer you like
Yeah.
best.
Whichever one sounds right.
Yeah.
It'll be whose line is it anyway? Like the points just don't matter. But Josh will be like, you win.
It might,
I mean, he already said the only rule is that I win, so it's fine.
It's true.
Yes. You got to answer the question how Josh would answer the question.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is the Muggle edition. That's weird. So, let's see how that goes.
Where'd you
I
get that
had-
one? I want that one.
Official scoreboard here.
Mhm.
And
It's very
Completely
technical,
tamper-proof.
this is my writing on some loose leaf paper. And the order for us, it goes Marissa first, which I did not like at all.
I know you didn't.
That's how you know it was random. I would have never put Marissa.
That's truth.
So Marissa's first, Brent is second, I am third, and Matt, sadly, last.
I don't like it. But we'll go. We'll do it.
We're
Marissa?
about to find out if we should let Joe keep the scorecard playing putt-putt.
Yeah.
We always did well keeping score of putt-putt.
Marissa?
Yeah.
Roll your die.
Okay. Came up yellow.
Yellow, huh? Yellow, for the people listening at home, is the category is magical people.
Ooh.
Magical people.
Magical people. How
Already.
Bad.
why is this the first question?
Uh-oh.
Can I give the answer? Can I steal it?
How many times has the professor that shall not be named won which weekly's most charming smile award?
5 times?
It's 5, correct.
Yes.
Wow, 5 times. Oh my gosh.
Ding 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 ding.
That was a tough question. I got that
Yeah.
one.
I was worried for a second.
I know there was something where it was like 70 something for him. It was some random, like how many Valentine's Day cards did he get? It was like 45. I forget. It was just some really weird random number.
Well,
Yeah,
there we
those
go.
things
wasn't
are
the
only
question.
in the book.
Also true.
The only correct number answer that's a number is 47, for the record.
Okay, there you have it. Brent, your roll.
All right, here we go.
He already gave you his answer. It's 47.
There you go. Green. I
Josh?
got green.
Green. Okay, so Joe, just to clarify, do you want me to do a different card for each question?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure. I don't know what your house rules are. Green. Green, you said? Category
Green.
is animals and magical creatures.
Josh's favorite category.
This is okay. So I
We're
look
off to
at
a
like
great start.
the last question. It's like, okay, there's no way an 8-year-old knows that question, right? So then we get this question: what item of clothing does Harry cleverly force Lucius Malfoy to give Dobby? It's tough.
You have multiple choices.
Mhm.
Was it the left sock or the right sock? I'm gonna go with sock.
Just the word sock?
Yeah, stocking. I'm gonna go with. It was a sock. Yes, it was a sock. It was an old, smelly, manky sock.
Are you saying sock or
nasty?
a sock? I need clarification.
The sock? A sock and sock.
I need
A sock.
I
It's
need
a
you to
sock.
lock in your answer here, please. A sock?
Oh,
A sock is
A-
correct. Congratulations.
a sock. Final answer.
All right.
There we go.
After much deliberation.
Hey, if it's going to be that easy of a question, we got to get finer details.
I appreciate this.
Yeah, that's how we go.
Oh, it's on me.
All right, Joe.
Here we go. Green as well.
Green. Animals and magical creatures for 100. What is Sirius's nickname when disguised as a dog?
That would be Padfoot. Final answer.
Correct. That's correct.
Okay, good.
Would you've also accepted Snuffles?
That's. I was about to say Padfoot. Whoa, wait a minute.
That's only in the book, though.
Thank God. Oh man, I would have been so embarrassed if I got my first question wrong.
Oh, don't worry. I will get the first question wrong. I told you. It's been way too long since I watched the movies. That's why I have never bought this game before. It's because it's all movie questions. Blue.
Blue. The category is Hogwarts. Hogwarts.
Isn't that... Okay.
What?
Do this.
Want to change the category name?
No, I'm like...
The School of
Hogwarts
Magic.
contains, like, everything.
Weird.
Like,
More or less, yes.
Yeah.
it's like
I don't know if you
miscellaneous.
listened to
Here
the
you go.
first question, but it was magical people and it was about how many awards some dumb professor won. So, I mean, if you want to get technical, let's go. Hogwarts. What subject does Professor Grubbly Plank teach in Harry's 5th year? This is great for the audio listeners.
This is a book question. This wasn't in the movies, was it?
No idea.
I don't think this was
They
in the movies.
mentioned it briefly, I think.
I was going to say, they must have mentioned it at least.
I don't know.
But yeah,
Maybe she was sitting on the dais and didn't get
it
named.
definitely feels more like a book question. I'm actually surprised.
Mhm.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna care of magical creatures.
Matt, you are correct.
There it is.
For one.
Yay! He did it.
Was it my my dramatic reading of the question that threw you off?
Well, I was not honestly expecting there to be a year involved with it. So, yeah,
That's fair.
but I guess it does for some teachers. It does make a difference.
Well, not this time, my friend. Marissa, back to you.
Yes, I rolled a green.
Green, animals and magical creatures for 200.
Shout out to Ashley and Kristen who just signed up on Patreon, by the way.
I heard there's a new show coming to the patrons.
That's why.
Is that what it was? I just thought they liked us.
Probably not.
Just Brent.
Who is Hagrid burying when Professor Slughorn and Harry pay him a visit?
Aragog.
Can you spell that, please?
Aragog. Aragog.
Correct.
Could you use it in a
What
sentence?
category was
Language of origin.
what
It was-
category was that, Josh?
Green.
Okay,
Animals and magical creatures.
got it.
I will
Yeah.
use it in a sentence. Hagrid was burying Aragog when Harry and Slughorn came to visit him.
Bonus question, extra 2 points. Who was Aragog's wife?
I know that.
100% a book question.
Yes.
I would believe any name she said right now.
It's Mosag.
Perfect.
Here, it's
Nailed it.
God.
Brett, back to you, my friend.
Yo. All right, here we go. Purple. I got purple.
Purple. The dark arts. Very fitting.
Oh, typical.
Why did poor little Tom Riddle change his name to Lord Voldemort? Multiple choice. Do you want the multiple choice? Are we doing multiple choice?
If it's multiple choice on the question itself, then yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what I would say, but I'm curious what the multiple choice is.
Okay. A, because his father was a muggle and he was ashamed. B,
Mhm.
because he wanted a new identity. Or C,
Mhm.
because it was easier to remember. Or D, he just needed a hug.
Well, definitely not that one.
I'm going with all of the above.
E.
No, but officially, I'm going to go with, I believe, A. His father was a muggle and he was ashamed, but he really just needed a hug.
I accept both answers. That's true. Yeah. Nailed it.
Mm.
That's honestly what I would have gone with. I would have gone with D as well.
Mm.
It's all I needed.
The only
Yeah,
wrong
right.
answer
Just
there
need
was
a
C.
hug.
Tom Riddle is so much easier to remember than Lord Voldemort.
No way.
Easier to spell.
Tom
too.
Riddle's so like
Easier to
plain.
spell, yeah.
Voldemort's like unique. Nobody else
That's
is
why
named
it's
Voldemort.
easier to
Yeah, but then
remember.
you have to spell it every time somebody's writing it down, and you're just like,
All right, guys,
Victor.
it's French. It's Voldemort with an E at the end, but you don't pronounce it, and it's not
Just-
Morty.
Just call me Voldy.
Gosh.
I rolled a pink.
Pink. Magical spells and
Right.
potions.
Kind of nervous.
Okay. Which ministry official does Harry transform into using Polyjuice Potion in order to enter the Ministry of Magic undetected?
That would be Sir Albert Runcorn.
Correct.
Was he a
Correct.
sir? Was he a sir?
Sir.
No,
He was knighted.
I accept
he,
it.
he
Was
was
he?
not knighted.
I
Because
think
if
so.
not, I think Joe misses that question. Because
Yeah.
he was not a sir.
Wrong.
This is England. That's an official title.
Official
No.
game
Brent had to
master
say
said
a
yes.
sock.
Josh
Mm.
already said it's accepted. So
You know, I'm listening to the arguments here.
Game master. I challenge. I hit the challenge button on that one.
Sir is an
Throw the
official
flag.
title.
I throw. Yeah, where's
Mhm, mhm.
Wait.
but wait a minute. Dumbledore always has Harry call everybody sir.
Okay. Do we know his actual status of knighthood? We don't know that he wasn't a sir.
I believe he was knighted.
Ranghorn is not going to the queen or king and getting sword dropped on either side of his shoulders. No, he's not. He's not knighted.
That seems like conjecture. I deny your official challenge. Brent loses a timeout. Point goes to Joe.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Matt,
Sir
back to
Cadogan.
you.
That's
was
beep,
knighted.
beep, beep, beep. That's beep, beep, beep. Come on, babe.
And now he's fined.
That looks like green.
Green, animals and magical creatures. Didn't you do green already?
No, I had Hogwarts.
Okay. I'm not going to remember what colors after second
I know
round. So.
that's
I
what
got
Joe's
it.
scoreboard is for.
I got it. Don't you worry.
Green.
Very technical.
Animals and magical creatures. Who finds Mundungus Fletcher and brings him to Grimmauld Place when Harry is looking for the stolen locket Horcrux?
That should be creature.
I'm sorry, you're incorrect.
That's Dobby, isn't it?
Dobby and creature.
Oh,
Ooh.
The dynamic duo.
Best.
I'm sorry.
Okay, first of all,
Did you
has
make it
anyone
laugh,
not
Tim?
written fan fiction about these two, like in their adventures, and like created a YouTube movie? Because they should.
I agree.
Get right on that, Brent. It's all you.
What do you think the whole new Patreon thing's gonna be?
I'm saying.
Fanfic podcast.
there we go.
The ships are finally happening. Marissa, back to you.
Yes, I rolled a pink.
Pink magical spells and potions for 300.
Likely story.
What is the trace?
The trace is what is on underage wizards to make sure they're not doing magic outside of Hogwarts.
Can you be more specific?
It's a spell that is on younger underage wizards that detects if there's magic done around them or by them, and they can get. I don't understand what the question is, I guess.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I guess.
Marissa. I'm sorry. It is a charm used by the Ministry of Magic to detect when underage wizards are using magic. I
That
have
is
been told
ridiculous.
by multiple people that there is a difference between charms and spells and potions and everything else. I'm sorry I can't award you the points. You're so close, Marissa.
Let the record show that there's an X in Melissa's box.
Marissa's not happy right now, y'all. If you're not watching the YouTube Facebook feed of this, Marissa is so not happy right now.
She is mortified. She's about to strangle somebody.
Josh better be glad he's on the opposite coast right now.
This is why this works, that we're all in separate states. All right.
Brett, back to you.
Back to me. Wait,
Back
where'd
to you.
there it is. Yella.
Yellow. Magical people.
See that. Yellow.
So almost
Yes.
everybody in the story.
Magical people. Where did the Dumbledore family live when Albus was a boy?
Was that before they moved to Godric's Hollow?
I could not tell you one way or the other because I
Mm,
don't know.
Marissa's smirking over there. I
That's just the way my
literally-
face is.
when she's upset.
I literally have no other answer, so I'm going with Godric's Hollow as my final answer, admitting that I'm probably wrong.
Brent, you are correct.
And by the way, I would just like to clarify: this is a most definitely a question, not a movie question. Did you say I'm correct?
You're correct. Godric's Hollow is the correct answer.
What?
Yes. Yes.
That's
You
why
got it, bud.
that's why the answer is Godric Hollow, because it is a movie question and they don't have time to get into all the details of everything.
They did not. There's no way they mentioned that in the movies.
Yeah, so what's it? Ron's crazy grandma with Aunt Muriel. Is it Muriel?
Maybe.
Like, don't you know anything about Dumbledore?
All right. Fair enough.
I mean, if you don't want the point,
It
I can
doesn't
take it
matter.
away.
Because I got it right.
It was
No, I got it right. I'm taking it. For the audio listeners, I would like to read this comment that Kristen just put up. She said, Marissa has resting smirk face.
it's true.
Boy, how have I missed it.
And Ashley just said that we love you, Marissa. Love you too. At least somebody does.
I'm on your team, Marissa.
You
just
said
don't-
you were.
I'm making
I
you a
don't think
better
you
person
are.
with this. I'm making you more cutthroat.
Thanks.
When it gets later in the game, you'll thank me for this. I promise. Joe, you're up next, buddy.
I rolled a pink, which means I guess
Again?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Matt, back to you.
Yellow.
Yellow, magical people.
Getting screwed by my own rules.
Matt, question is, who escorts the real Harry Potter during his escape from Privet Drive?
That should be, and now I'm gonna second guess myself on every question now. But I have it pictured in my head. I can picture it in the movie. It should be Hagrid.
That sounded like I had a question mark at the end of that.
Hagrid, final
Can't-
answer.
Correct, Hagrid. I appreciate how much you all are overthinking these questions, because it's like
Yep.
movie, book. What's the right answer? It's always your gut. Just trust me on this.
Yes.
Except when it's a charm and not a spell. Marissa, back to you.
Well, I did roll a pink again.
Wait, did you already get one correct? For
No,
Beth?
I
That's the one she
answered
got
it
wrong.
wrong.
Redemption. I like it. Here we go. According to Hermione, when performing a curse,
Not a
what is
spell or a
essential
charm.
for it to work properly? You're getting some incredibly difficult questions.
What is this?
Would you like me
I know it.
to reread the question?
Yeah.
According to Hermione, when performing a curse, what is essential for it to work properly?
Sign not correct.
Sorry, the proper incantation. I have no freaking idea.
It's.
Hey, can I answer the correct answer if she's forfeiting?
You
I'm
don't
not
get to split.
forfeiting.
She just doesn't know.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Is your turn over, Marissa? Eye contact.
I mean, technically, I would say that's wrong also because it says maintaining eye contact.
Oh, come on.
Hey, that's the rules we're playing with. That's a tough question. I don't know what 8-year-old knows that answer. Nobody.
You won.
This is out of control. Brent, your turn, my friend.
Josh, are you one of these judges on like Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy, like who's off stage and Pat has to look at you and be like, wait, is that right?
I mean, it's the only entertainment I got going on right now. So yeah. Yeah. This is for 195 episodes of people telling me I didn't know anything and I was wrong about every little detail.
Right, except that Snape is the Half-Blood Prince. Sorry if I just spoiled that for somebody.
Wow.
Whatever. Yeah. Somebody nailed that one.
Yeah, Ashley.
But he also said
that
he also said Sirius Black is Darth Vader. So
hey, you know what? Brent, roll your die and let's move on.
All right, I got pink.
Pink. The hard category. Magical spells and potions.
All right.
Marissa, I don't Brent, you get another multiple choice. Which spell does Hermione use to unchain the Gringotts dragon? Is it A, Relatio, B, Aloha Mora, or C, Bombarda?
You read the question,
Mm-hmm.
and in my head, I immediately said Defendo.
Okay,
but that was not one of the responses.
it can if you want.
It is not. It is not Aloha Mora. I promise you that. So the options are Bombarda and what was the first one?
Relatio.
Relatio. It was a cool action sequence. I believe in the book, wasn't it Harry who did it instead of Hermione, Marissa?
She's not telling
Yeah,
you nothing.
She's not telling me nothing. I'm gonna go with C, Bombarda, because that's a cool spell.
Sounds great, but incorrect. It is Relatio.
Really?
I think because it sounds like
I knew
released.
that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
We
Greek
always
to
know
me.
the ones that aren't ours.
Wow. All
Joe,
right.
your turn. You want to actually get a question this time?
It would be nice. I'm not gonna lie. Blue. Hogwarts.
Blue. Hogwarts.
There we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Who opened the Chamber of Secrets 50 years before Harry's second year at Hogwarts? It's not multiple choice.
Oh, really? Shoot.
Not this time.
That's going to be Tom Marvolo Riddle. Or Tom Riddle.
Correct. Tom Riddle.
There we go. We need an applause in here. Somebody's got to get something right, and I'm glad it's me.
Can
Matt,
feel
back to
the
you.
tension in here.
Yeah, it's getting rough. Started off so great.
Yeah.
No, I think
I'm,
it would be fun.
I'm on yellow again.
Yellow again, Matt.
Yellow.
I think did I get that one wrong last time, right?
No, you got yellow correct.
Oh, okay.
So does that mean he loses a turn?
Correct.
He does.
Back to Marissa.
Marissa, it's you. Sorry, Matt.
Purple.
Purple. The Dark Arts.
Which she
Lay
wants
it
to
on me.
all
Yep.
of us.
Hmm.
Which Death Eaters attack and burn the Weasleys' home, aka the Burrow,
Bellatrix Lestrange and Fenrir Greyback.
to the ground? That's correct.
Such
Your favorite scene, right?
That's correct.
such disdain in her voice as she says it.
I'm already annoyed,
What a great
and
moment.
then
in
that to
in
be the one
book.
it brings up. It's kind of like Lockhart being the first question for Josh to read.
It's fair. It's fair. But you nailed it. Correct.
Marissa, you'll appreciate this. We've been buying the Harry Potter Lego like collection because they've been coming out, and we've had them all, and we keep giving them to Jude. He's put them, and we've got them all up on our thing.
Yeah.
The latest one to come out was the burning of the Burrow as a Lego piece.
Get
We
out.
refuse to buy it. We're like, we'll just
Thank
have an
you.
incomplete set.
You're a
We're
person.
not
that I
buying
love.
that particular one. It's not happening.
Classic scene.
Yep.
Ugh.
Brent, your turn next.
Dane. Oh, me. Wait, all right. Is this pink or purple? I got pink. Do I already have that color? I feel like I
Magical
had that
spells
already.
and potions.
You got one wrong for pink. That was
Beautiful.
your last question.
That was
so-
your last round. You had
Okay.
redemption, magical spells and potions. How long does the Polyjuice potion take Hermione to brew when the trio want to use it to interrogate Draco Malfoy during their second year?
A month.
That's the correct answer.
Well
Yep,
done.
good
Well
one.
done.
Nailed it. Nailed it. 1 month. A month. Joe. Next up.
High five, Marissa.
Can I just say, I want the record to show that right now I'm the only one without an X in my column.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Marissa, on the video,
It's not the first time.
I have purple, and I probably just jinxed myself, but alas, here we go.
purple, the dark arts. Whose body is Voldemort possessing the first time he comes face to face with Harry Potter?
That would be Professor Quirrell. Quirinus Quirrell.
Joe, that is correct.
There we go.
Well done. Well done. Matt, your turn.
I would argue that it's not true. the first time Voldemort came face to face with Harry, he was possessing his own body. Because
I
that's
thought
when
about
the
that,
whole thing
actually.
went down. Mhm.
Your own body. It's yours.
Yeah.
You are possessing it.
You bet your bippy I'm possessing my body.
Well, I rolled orange.
Oh, ooh, the first orange of the game, folks.
I was
This is
gonna say,
exciting.
True. Yes.
You gotta go.
The category is magical objects. Ooh. Who is why is this a magical object? This is a dumb question. Okay. Who is the first champion to be chosen by the Goblet of Fire?
Yeah, that's weird that the object is in the question,
Right.
not the answer. Okay.
The champion is the object.
So
And we're talking movie. Movie order.
Who came first, the chicken or the egg?
In all honesty, I don't remember, so I'm going to go with Cedric Diggory.
Matt, we are
Yes.
speaking of the object of all of our affection. It's Victor Crumb. Victor Crumb was the first champion. Joe, before we move on to Marissa, can we get like an update on scores here?
No.
Sure.
People listening at home?
Thank you.
No.
Marissa so far has 3 out of 6. She needs the category Hogwarts, spells and potions, and magical objects.
Yep.
Brent so far has 4 out of 6. He currently needs Hogwarts and magical objects. Myself, I have 4 out of 6. I currently need magical objects and magical people. And Matthew has 2 out of 6. Need the dark arts, spells and potions, magical objects, and animals and creatures.
Don't call it a comeback, folks. Unless it
I
happens.
warned him ahead of time.
It's true.
This
It's true.
is a disaster.
Well, look, there's plenty of room. We're going to start getting into dice rolling, and it's anything could happen.
There's going to be a whole round where everyone gets skipped because
Yeah.
everyone's going to be looking to get their final 1 or 2, whatever.
Okay, Marissa.
I did roll an orange.
Beautiful. Magical objects.
Yep.
What does Harry discover about the locket? Why do you get these like very
Abstract.
objectional okay. What does Harry discover about the locket that he and Professor Dumbledore retrieve from the basin in the cave?
It's a fake one.
That's correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. I thought the answer was going to be way more complicated than that. So I'm glad that worked out.
I've never
for you.
heard Marissa breathe a bigger
Yeah.
sigh of relief.
And Muggle,
Because the way he was like abstract, objectionable
Well-
question, I'm like, oh crap,
Well,
what
that's
is this?
the beginning of how it was phrased. Like that's what the direction it was.
Yeah.
headed.
Yeah. What does he discover? I don't know. That's there.
It was round.
It exists. I don't.
Yeah.
Brent, back to you, my friend.
Here we go. Blue. I got blue.
Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Hoggy Hogwarts.
What subject does Professor Trelawney teach?
Really?
It's not future telling. Hold on.
Future telling.
Future history.
It's not prophecy. Crap. What is it? Hold on. Give me a minute.
You got 10 seconds, Brent.
Yeah, I count them down.
Uh,
No, man, I'm gonna make this like a WWE count out thing. 1. Eat a sandwich. 2.
I mean, is it early in the
divination.
match
It's
or
divination.
later in the match?
Right.
Divination? That's correct. That's the correct answer. Yes.
Yay.
You're going, wrap it up.
Brent currently needs one more to finish the rest of us off.
Joe.
Exactly as it
Joe, we
should be.
probably jinxed ourselves by saying anybody but Brent. So
Did we say that? When did we say
yeah,
that?
we did.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, we
guys are
did.
just a bunch of Slytherin haters.
You said it's gonna be fun unless Brent wins.
And I think you kicked him off.
You're absolutely right. I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought that was all fair though.
Nope.
Whoopsie. All right, here we go. Green.
You don't need that one, Joe.
I know I don't.
Matt, you need a whole bunch. This
I
can't go
do.
wrong.
I do. Let's go for orange.
Orange, magical. Wait,
Did you even roll, or did you just
Oh,
look
you got
over at
that.
your die and go, let's go for orange?
it doesn't matter. He got that one wrong last time, so let's try it again, Matt. What saves Harry, Ron, and Fang from being devoured by the spiders in the Forbidden Forest? Movie. Think movie.
Sure.
Object.
So, like, how specific do I need to be? Like,
As
generically,
specific as possible.
it's
I'm going to say this. His question was what, not who.
it's a flying
Yeah, it's an
car.
object.
It's the Ford. I always pronounce it wrong.
This is a game for 8-year-olds.
Okay, the flying car
Matt, you are correct.
There we go.
that
Yeah.
doesn't fly in when it saves them.
Anymore.
Well, yeah.
A car
There's a
driving into the forest. A
By the way,
magical
it's a Ford Anglia and it's blue. So
Mhm.
and white.
I would have actually gotten this one wrong because I was thinking about a totally different.
car?
Did you think it was the centaur?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you objectifying?
Well, yeah. When he went to saves Harry, and as soon as he said Ron, I'm like, wait, what scene is this? Like, I could, because my mind it immediately went to year one in the Forbidden Forest with the centaurs, but yeah,
Mhm.
sure, it
Okay.
works.
Easy.
I don't think we have another round in us, Ashley. After this one,
We might be able to play a speed round.
yeah, okay.
Marissa,
It's where we don't roll. Josh asked questions.
yeah.
Oh no.
That's always the second round of Trivial Pursuit. Is forget the game. Let's just ask questions.
Yeah.
Marissa,
I'll do great at that. It's blue. Hogwarts, miscellaneous.
you do need Hogwarts then, right?
He does need. Yes.
I need a lot of things.
What is the name of the Hogwarts matron?
It's Madame Pomfrey. Poppy Pomfrey, if you will.
Madame Pomfrey is correct. Yes.
Cool.
Well done. Well done. Brent.
Wait, I just want to make a point right here. Had Marissa gotten any of her wrong questions correct, she would have won the game right now.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. Did you wake up and choose violence today, Joe? Like
He
what?
did.
Okay. Brent, what color are you rolling for?
Orange. Alas, I got a green.
Moving on, Joe.
Luck. I need some luck here. None with me. Blue.
Matt.
That's orange again. I
Marissa.
had a 50-50
There it
shot
is.
and it's not working.
I got pink.
What a
Right.
liar.
Try it
I'm
again.
not lying.
There's no way she would at this point.
Why would I lie?
It looked
Give me a
purple to
reason. Why would I want to get this again at this point?
Because you want to win.
Well, yeah, but I'm
in
not.
the world. You
I
have not
honestly, why
won
would I,
the entire time?
Joe? Why would I cheat? You honestly think I would cheat?
Maybe.
She's the least likely to cheat.
I'm so offended. Honestly, that's very offensive.
I don't think you would cheat,
I'll
Marissa.
apologize later.
No, you won't.
Marissa, are you ready for this?
Liar. You're a-
Pink,
Yeah.
magical spells and potions.
I'm probably gonna get it wrong anyway, so
Mom
it's
and Dad
fine,
are
guys.
fighting, kids.
I believe in you. What is the incantation for the spell that reduces solid objects into tiny little pieces?
Reducio. Reducto. Reducto.
I need a final answer, please.
Reducto.
Marissa, that's correct.
Yay!
If only we were going on first answers.
You all have been talking through your answers the
Exactly,
entire
so
time.
don't-
All been talking
even.
them out. Yep.
I'm making sure everybody settles in their answer before I make my
I mean,
determination.
Otherwise, we would have had to take future telling.
Sorry.
That was a clear joke. Anyway, congratulations, Marissa. You are the winner.
Yay! That was it.
Yay.
Well done.
In second place was Brent. In third place was myself because I could not roll a dang yellow or orange. And last place, Matt.
How about speed round?
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
I'm just gonna. I have 4 cards.
I was gonna say, like, everybody gets a card or something.
Yep,
Yeah.
everybody gets a card. You get all the questions on the card. See how many you get right per card.
There you go.
Marissa, you won. Would you like to go first, or would you like to go last,
I'll go
or
last.
somewhere in the middle? I guess.
I'll go last.
Okay, that's fair. Brent, you came in second. You want to go first?
Yeah, I think she got to pick. So the rest of us go in the order that we were rolling. So yeah,
Beautiful.
Let's do
Okay.
it. Set the bar, baby. Set the bar.
All right. I'm just gonna go down in order. Purple, blue, pink, orange, yellow, and green. Purple, the dark arts.
Josh, if you could just do me a favor and
Yes,
look
sir.
in the bottom right-hand corner and tell me what number card you have.
Number 1. Yeah. First question.
All right.
Which is the first Horcrux Harry destroys?
The first one Harry destroys would have been the book, the diary. Tom Riddle's diary.
That's correct.
Stabs it with the fang. Yeah.
Joe, are you keeping score on this?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next question, Hogwarts question. How many house points is Neville awarded for standing up to his friends when they attempt to sneak out of the Gryffindor common room after hours?
I believe they were 150 points down. The other 3 got 50, and he got 10, which put them right over the top. 10!
Correct.
Because it takes a great deal of courage to stand up to your enemies, but a great deal more to stand up to your friends.
Well done.
Perfect.
Magical spells and potions. When do young wizards and witches lose the trace?
I
On
actually
their
thought that
17th
Charm of
birthday.
the trace.
Midnight of their 17th birthday.
I will accept that when they come of age at 17. So, yes.
I honestly
Very
thought
nice.
that was the last bit of information you wanted for Marissa's question before. Like it said, like under 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
I hate the midnight. I feel like if the trace was like really doing its job, it like whatever time of day the kid was born, like that's how long it would take. Like
I
if
mean,
you got born
it's
at 4 o'clock in the
magic
afternoon, you
world,
had to wait all day.
I mean, this say when they come of age, so it doesn't actually say midnight. So,
I suppose.
what
That's when they turn-
make and model is the flying? No, I'm kidding. Is Harry's first broom?
Oh, it's the let's see, the fireball. Sorry, it's the Nimbus 2000.
That's correct. Magical people category next. What relation are Albus and Aberforth Dumbledore?
They're brothers.
That's correct. And finally, to go 6 for 6,
Mm.
the Grim is an omen of what?
My answer is going to be death, but I'm really hoping you're not a dog. The answer is not a dog. It's death. It's an omen of death.
It is death. That's correct. 6 for 6.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
omen of a dog.
Well done. Well done. Joe, are you ready?
Did I just get them all right?
You did.
Yeah.
6 for
Get 'em
6.
all
Yay!
All right, cool.
Nailed it.
This is gonna be fun. Here we go.
Same order. Dark arts. Who stole the locket Horcrux from the Black House after Sirius's death?
Mundungus Fletcher.
That's correct. On what night is the Yule Ball held at Hogwarts?
Christmas.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. It's Christmas Eve.
Is it?
Christmas Eve.
That's a different night. Oh,
That's a very different night. Yes.
It is.
Moving on. What is the effect?
In the book, was it on Christmas?
Christmas Eve is the answer.
You were warned. These are movie questions.
What is
Nope.
the effect of the Defendo charm?
Do I pay attention in Spelly or Revelli? Oh. Hmm.
The answer is no.
The answer is no. That's Marissa's segment. Defendo.
I feel like we did do this in Spellia Revelio.
oh, I know you do. It's my favorite charm in the
Yeah.
Hogwarts a mystery game.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
my favorite, it's my favorite spell to do there. Yeah.
I will tell you that it's a 2-part because there's an and in the middle of it.
Well, I have no clue. So you.
Are you
And
ready?
yeah,
It severs items and cuts through things.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What is the name of a red letter that bears an angry message as sent by Mrs. Weasley to Ron?
A howler.
That is correct. That's correct.
When he said a letter, I was like an A?
The Scarlet.
Yeah, a red letter. I'm like, what series is
Where's
this
this
from?
going?
What
didn't know
are
it was
dark
from the-
wizard catchers known as?
Horrors.
Correct.
Can you
And
spell
f-
that?
Without the New York accent, please.
When they're on stage, they have to pronounce it or ours.
Final question, Joe. Why is Dobby able to apparate in and out of Malfoy Manor?
Because he's a house elf. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
That's correct.
There we go.
And it even said they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. Do whatever the
Weird.
hell
Is
he
it-
wants.
Is it just because he's a house elf, or is it because he was the Malfoy's house elf?
He
Just 'cause he's a
is
house elf.
an elf. Yes. So there we go. 4 for 6. Matt, are you
I
ready?
think
Not really, but let's do
drinking
this.
that butterbeer over there, man.
All right. First question. Back to the dark arts. Name the 3 other prisoners Harry and Ron find in the dungeons of Malfoy Manor. Remember,
Oh,
this
boy.
is a movie.
Don't give him that.
Okay.
You're just still trying to put him down. How could you?
So let's see. I'm gonna get like 2 out of 3.
You got this.
Was Grip Hook? Was he down there? And Luna. I know she was down there. She's my favorite. But
She's my
then
favorite.
Not this
And
lack of-
you call
Luna.
yourself a professor.
Grip Hook. I never called myself the professor, for the record. That was a title that was attributed to me.
3 prisoners that Harry and Ron find in the dungeons of Malfoy Manor.
If it's any consolation, Amanda knows these, Matt.
I'm sure everybody out there watching probably knows these because they have probably seen the movie in the past 5 years. I think the only movie I've watched probably in the past 5 years has been the first one, maybe the second one.
Mm-hmm. It's tough.
So it's rough.
Shot in the dark.
I mean, it's in the book too.
Yeah, I haven't read books in a while either. I've been busy doing other stuff.
I need a guess.
Who did I say? Grip Hook, Luna. Who did they lock up? Why did they lock him up? Wow, this has been way too long.
Disqualify.
Well, let's see. It's not going to be Neville. Let's go Seamus.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Marissa. Who is it?
It's Ollivander.
As you can tell by Brent waving
Brent
his
was
wands
giving
around.
you all of the
Just trying.
Luna and Grip Hook. Well, moving on. Who grants Harry and Ron
That's my boy. I'm
special?
trying to help him out.
Who grants Harry and Ron special awards for services to the school after their adventure in the Chamber of Secrets?
Wait, who grants? them
Who
awards?
grants Harry and Ron special awards for services to the school after their adventure in the Chamber of Secrets? The old SASS.
I'm just gonna have to go with my gut, Dumbledore.
That's correct. Yes. You're overthinking these, Matt. Is what is the problem? Also, you're in Illinois, and that's just not helping.
sorry.
It's messing with my head.
Yeah. What spell does Harry cast against Voldemort during their duel in the graveyard?
Same what he always does.
Expelliarmus, because it's all he knows.
Only spell he knows.
Also known as
The Harry Potter spell.
I mean, I'll give you Expelliarmus, but it's also the disarming spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
They
I
just elaborate on it,
They
or does it just say the disarming spell?
it says Expelliarmus / the disarming spell. So
Sure.
I would have accepted both. I just want to know if you knew. What item does Albus Dumbledore bequeath to Ron?
Ron gets the Deluminator
That is correct. Yes.
or the Put Outer.
I like that answer. What position does Crumb play on the Bulgarian Quidditch team?
Same position he plays on every team. No. Wait.
Do you want the question?
What
Do
other
you want
team
the
are you
question
talking about?
reread?
What position does Crumb play on the Bulgarian Quidditch team?
He plays Seeker.
That's correct. Well done, Matt.
Wow.
What is the effect of Dumbledore? What is the effect of the Dementor's kiss?
This right here turns your brain to jelly. The effect of the Dementor's kiss.
Mhm.
It sucks out your soul.
That is correct. Yeah, sucks out a person's soul. Was that 4 or 5?
That was 5.
5. Okay. Marissa. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
You have to go 6 for 6.
I know.
I know.
I
You
do.
got this. You got this.
I'm sure.
The dark arts.
Uh-huh.
What object in the Department of Mysteries is Voldemort after?
A prophecy.
That's correct. That's correct. After his death, who succeeds Dumbledore as headmaster of Hogwarts?
It's Snape. Because, well, the reason I say that is because it said headmaster, because technically McGonagall stepped in there as headmistress
Movie.
after he died. Yeah, so Snape.
Yes. What?
Sorry. I don't like silence.
You're like talking yourself out of it.
No, I was just talking
I was
through it.
like, movie. They didn't have time to explain any of that.
I like to explain things, okay?
Okay, here we go. This is important.
I know.
What is the incantation for the body bind curse?
Petrificus totalis.
Woo! Nailed it.
Yeah.
10 points to
Glad to see
Gryffindor.
Marissa getting like a good one out of that category.
What does Dumbledore send to Harry with his phoenix in the Chamber of Secrets?
The Sorting Hat.
Correct.
Okay. I didn't know if there was.
But
That was
I was like,
almost
did Dumbledore send the Phoenix, or did the Phoenix just go?
I'm not arguing about how the question is worded.
Okay.
I almost went, how did the diary get there? But Ginny had it. So
what is the full name of the driver of the night bus?
it's Ernie Prang.
I don't know why anyone would know that, but yes, that's correct.
I knew
Okay.
that wasn't that
To be fair, literally, Leon asked me that question earlier today.
Did you get this card earlier today?
I don't think I got the full. He was just reading me random questions that he thought I wouldn't know off of different cards.
Also, there's 100 cards. The odds of that. Marissa, you have one more question.
Oh, I thought that was it. I was going to end on a high note.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's up to you now.
It could still happen.
Marissa
I
needs
could
to look
still
up videos of people celebrating too early.
For animals
Like that-
and magical creatures,
Oh boy.
who throws the knife that catches Dobby in the chest?
Bellatrix Lestrange.
Congratulations, Marissa. 6%.
That's
I need to
correct.
wait till the answer.
That's correct.
Sir Bellatrix Lestrange.
I'm sorry, it's Lestrange.
Lestrange.
Apparently.
Well done. Everybody did great. Marissa and Brent both went 6 for 6 in that round. I don't know how to do a tiebreaker. You both win. All 4 of you are winners in my book.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Yay.
Hosting. That was
I
great.
think the Muggle wins. It's the only,
Yeah,
the only
really.
way to
No.
solve things.
He knew
listener-
all
You know
the
who wins?
answers.
The listeners win. That's who really won.
Yeah. That's
Talking about Bellatrix.
Oh.
Crystal would never say that about you, man.
I know. I was about to be like, what did I do to Crystal? How did I hurt her?
All the podcast listeners out there are going, what? What just
Sorry.
happened? What? You're going to have to go to the video and watch, fast forward to whatever time stamp 123 or whatever, and find that out, because I don't think we're allowed to actually say it on this show.
Yes.
Bellatrix is an awful woman.
Pretty
Anyway,
much.
that's it. That's the game.
Yeah, that's it for the game. Congratulations, Marissa. Once again, you are the winner.
Thank you. I told you I would be.
Yeah, by hook or by crook, right? Right?
Do you honestly think I cheated?
Joe, I disqualified her spell because it was actually a charm, and she still won. I don't know how else you could try to discredit this woman.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got you back.
Thank you.
Just seems a little fishy to me. That's all.
You had every advantage, Joe. You
Right.
still came in third.
Hey, let's not talk about me, all right?
Okay.
Well, hopefully everyone enjoyed that. I'm hoping that was as entertaining for everyone listening as it was doing it live for everybody. Up next, we are not finished, though. We have a very special edition of Truth or lies? Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Truth or Lies, number 250. The only segment made by the people and for the people. Number one. My big man voice.
I still don't understand why you don't have these on hotkeys, Joe.
I've asked him the
Number
same
one.
question.
Yeah.
Because you haven't given them to me yet.
Wow.
How about that for an answer?
Wow.
Anybody
You can
listening to the
record your own.
podcast should go to YouTube so they can see my puppy.
That's true.
At the 126 mark. Baby.
All right, enough of that. Number one. You didn't want the
Aw.
epilogue in Deathly Hallows. You did not want the epilogue in Deathly Hallows. Brent, I'll start with you.
You know, I was fine with it. I wanted an epilogue. I don't know that that's the one I wanted, you know. My biggest problem with the epilogue was that for years she told us that the final word of the book was going to be Scar, and it was in neither at the end of the chapter nor at the end of the epilogue. And that was my biggest problem, honestly, with the whole thing. That and just the really, really, really bad, like very forced names of the children. Like that was just dumb. But other than that, I didn't really have a problem with it. It was fine.
Muggle?
I mean, we got more Percy, so what could we possibly complain about?
That's all you complained about.
It's been a long time. I've come full circle on that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
I'm okay
Where
with
are
it.
you in Rita these days? Then?
Still a fan.
What do you mean? We pen pal back and forth every
No,
She's over my house.
I have no strong feelings whatsoever about the epilogue. Obviously, I wasn't around to care whether or not the last word of it was Scar. And you know, it wasn't something that I had been waiting years and years and years to finally read. So it just happened, and it just happened. Sure, whatever. Indifferent.
Marissa.
I was okay with the epilogue. It seemed, like Brent said, it seemed kind of forced. I wasn't really mad about the Scar not being the last word of the series. But it was fine. I didn't mind it. So if the answer was that we didn't want it, then lies. Is that what it was?
Yep, that was it. And Matthew.
I would say truth. I didn't need it at all. I mean, finish the story and let people wonder what happens next. Leave it open-ended. You can do whatever you want after that, or just let people's imaginations run. I think, as all of you have kind of said, like, it wasn't really that good of an epilogue. We didn't really need it. You were indifferent. So why even put it in there? Like, I didn't need it at all. I'd let the story end and move on.
And as for me, I didn't mind it at all either. I don't remember thinking I was ever going to get 19 years later. Obviously, I saw the movies first, but I didn't mind what they did. I agree with everyone else that said nothing really big happened during it. It just kind of tied a neat little bow around everything. Like, okay, they lived happily ever after, FYI. But it wasn't really much after that.
I mean, without it, we wouldn't have got Cursed Child. So, and then in that aspect, I say is a success.
I think we would have. To Marissa's dismay.
Oh, no.
Number 2. Hagrid should not have been a teacher.
Do I go? True. The man had 0 qualifications. He didn't even graduate from the school whatsoever. And honestly, he was a bad teacher. Like he was a bad teacher. He was good guy, amazing guy, horrible teacher. Professor Grubbly Plank, awesome. Him, no good.
For context, Brent's favorite character is Hagrid.
It's true. I love me some Hagrid. Man doesn't need to be a teacher.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, there are. It's proven that there are other positions and professions at Hogwarts where, like, he could have still been there and still been under the watchful eye of Dumbledore and still been part of Hogwarts without having to actually be a teacher. Because, yeah, he sucked as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
He tried hard, but that doesn't mean he was good at it.
Right. I have to agree with everything that Josh and Brent said. Truth, he should not have been a teacher. He sucked at it. Sorry.
Grubbly Plank was the superior teacher.
That's true.
Matthew?
I think it's all been said already. Yeah.
I thought he was going to just flip on us.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, like, my initial reaction was like, yeah, he can be a teacher. That sounds good to me. But y'all made some good points.
Can be and should be are two different things.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
And I'm in agreement with the rest of y'all. Nope, no Hagrid as a teacher for me. I refuse. Number 3. Centaurs and Acromantula are constantly fighting in the Forbidden Forest. Brent?
Lies. Because I think at that point they've learned to steer clear of each other. Like, I don't think it's a constant fight. It might be more like a Cold War situation, you know? But I mean, the Centaurs are there doing their thing, and they haven't, like, driven the Acromantulas out. They're probably just, you know, I mean, it could be more like an America-Canada situation. Like, yeah, they're up there. They're fine. They're not going to bother us. They all live within a few miles of our border anyway. Maybe we should stay next.
That's my question.
I want to know what this America-Canada situation is. The Acromantulas have universal health care.
Listen, I love
over
all our
maple
Canadian
syrup.
cousins, all our Canadian people up there. But I mean, let's face it, Americans and Canadians are basically the same group of people. And they all live within 100 miles. Huh?
And Centaur starts with a C, so they're Canada. And America and Acromantula start with A. So that's
Boom.
what that is.
We solved it.
I think I don't think they bother each other too much. That's my opinion.
I don't see them as, like, constantly fighting. I think it's like a blood in a crypt type of situation where, like, it's a turf war thing. They know where to steer clear, but, like, sometimes you have to go across those unspoken boundaries, and when that happens, blood gets shed. That's just the way it is.
I would have to agree that they're not constantly fighting, but they do have a spat every now and again. So, lies.
I like to think they're actually quite peaceful. That, I mean,
Wisconsin in them.
they probably see each other, but just kind of give each other a glare and keep on walking. Like, what's the point in you know, shedding blood if you don't have to?
I mean, Matt's basically Canadian, so this makes sense.
Don't you know there?
And I'm the total opposite. In my head canon, they're constantly fighting each other.
Oh boy.
Of course,
This is
it's
his
the only
question.
reason you asked it.
There are limbs of Acromantula just hanging around.
Jeez.
Hooves just spread.
Split open by the fangs of Aragog's children. You name it, it's happening in the forest. It's all crazy. My head canon, truth. Number 4. Prisoner of Azkaban had the best reveal / twist of the series.
Yes,
What was
absolutely. It's,
That
I mean,
that
Harry saw
Stabbers
himself.
was Peter Pettigrew.
Well, I
Was
mean,
that
you
it?
have that, but there's also the Harry saw himself across the lake when he thought it was his father, like
that
because of
too.
the whole time travel thing
Yeah.
and all that. Like, I love that. Time travel can't change time travel. It's impossible. Even if time travel is possible, you can't change the past because that was written brilliantly and then broken later. But that's okay. It's a stage show and whatever. But yeah, no, yes, I think it had the best twist of the series. Best reveal. Gosh, there's so many reveals throughout the course of the series, right? Yeah, I'm still gonna say yes.
I mean, Josh's reaction to Quirrell was
Yep.
pretty stellar.
It set the tone for the entire series.
Mhm.
Without that, all the other reveals and twists are don't even exist. That was by far the best and most important reveal and twist of the series.
Most important.
Yeah.
More important than the reveal of the guy who's writing the diary is I am Lord Voldemort.
No, because it's creepy. It's already creepy. And at that point, you're already expecting creepy things to happen. But like we see
more
this
important than the
teacher
reveal that Sirius Black is Harry's godfather.
100%.
Yeah.
Let's play
More
this game.
important than the reveal that Lockhart wrote Travels with Trolls. Still my favorite moment.
Far less upsetting than that.
that was a good moment.
It was.
Pretty stellar.
I don't know. The entire first book, like there's things happening, but you're just getting to know these teachers, the staff. Like you don't really know what to expect when you're reading it the first time, and when that happens, you're like, at this point, anything could be possible.
Fair. Marissa?
Twist and reveal are two different things. So for twist, I would say yes. The fact that we can go back in time, that's pretty stellar. But I think the best reveal is actually that Moody wasn't Moody. I think that that's a bigger reveal than, hey, we can go back in time. That's more of a twist. So half truth, half lie. All a good question.
I don't allow that on Truth or Lies.
Too bad.
All or nothing.
How about the reveal that the burrow didn't actually get burned down in the books?
That was a shocker for me.
That was the biggest reveal to Joe.
I was like, wait a minute. This didn't happen. I'm going through the book.
Where is it?
Like they made up that whole scene, the entire scene. Good job.
How could they?
Matt, what do you think about this one?
I mean, overall, broad strokes, yes. I would agree that Prisoner of Azkaban has the best. I'll leave it at that.
Best everything, because it's the best book.
The best reveal twist. I mean, just if we're leaving it as a singular answer, yes, Prisoner of Azkaban wins.
What if it's not singular? No, I'm joking. Yeah, I think I am going to agree truth on this one as well. But I will say for me, a close second was probably the whole Snape thing at the in the Pensieve in Deathly Hallows when it's revealed that he loves Lily. And
who didn't see that coming?
I was gonna say, yeah.
It's higher on my list because when I saw it in the movies, I thought Snape was Harry's dad, and like my mind was being blown out of my own head, and I had no idea what was going on. And then I was able to settle in and be like, "Oh, that's not what they're showing here." But that always had this big, like, "Oh my god," to me. I'm still sticking truth with Prisoner of Azkaban. Last one here, number 5. Harry is more like Lily than James. I like this question.
Mm-hmm.
Harry is more like Lily than James.
I mean, that's a very broad question once again, which I don't know if it's intentional. It probably is, but
yeah, I'm gonna say lies. I think Harry was very much like James, and Harry had a lot of qualities that were not physical, but actual like qualities from both of his parents. But I think I think he was more closely aligned with James, with the mischief and the penchant for rule breaking, and
I was gonna say he could have been a
pushing
junior
things
marauder.
forward. And, yeah, he really could have. And I mean, James eventually grew up. You know what I mean? Like, for all the antics and stuff, he eventually grew up, and I think we see Harry do very much the same stuff. I think he was along that path of James, whereas Lily just sort of seems to have always been pretty awesome, you know? So I say lies.
Muggle?
I think he's more like his Aunt Petunia, because he has all of these deep emotions that he's just so afraid to actually put out into the world and like express, and he's afraid to tell people how he actually feels. He suppresses a lot of his feelings, and I think that's a strong Aunt Petunia trait, which, you know, the loving parent that actually raised him and you know, helped him become the person who he is.
Oh, I do have this ability. I can mute Josh. There it is. All right. We've had enough of his Petunia nonsense that he just... Okay, I'm going to unmute you now.
You know, I'm just trolling you guys. I defer to the experts on this one. Marissa, basically.
Speaking of experts.
I would have to say that this is lies. He is 1,000% like James. He struts around the castle like his dad. No matter how much he says he doesn't strut, he does.
So you agree with Snape?
I don't agree with Snape on much, but this is true.
Matthew, how do you feel about this?
Like I was saying, lies as well. He could have been a marauder in his day. If he restarted the Marauders nowadays, he'd be the leader. He'd be James. So yeah, totally like James. He has his mother's eyes, but
I've heard that.
He does.
That's about all he's got. I'm going to say, up until I read this question, I always assumed he was so much like James until I really started thinking about it. I'm like, man, he is much more like Lily than I anticipated him being. I think his character and compassion aligns with Lily. But overall, who is he more like? I still think James ekes Lily out by a little bit. So I am going to say lies to this question as well. Harry is more like James overall, but I think he's more like Lily than what we expect him to be, if that makes sense. Of course it does. We're talking about it. That is it for Truth or Lies, our one final thing we do always on this show. It's time for some emails. Marissa, are you ready? All
yeah.
right. Everybody get ready.
on you two for not dancing.
I didn't hear anything.
They haven't been around for a while, Marissa. I still say the best email dance party was the show that Marissa and I did together when Joe was
That's
gone.
true. Mhm.
That's the best email dance party ever.
And it will never be recreated. Anyway, first email is from Ellie.
Hi, Ellie.
Hey,
Greetings, dynamic duo. To start off, thanks a lot, Joe. I'm going to have nightmares about killer clowns for days.
you're welcome.
I'm really excited for the live stream, and school's finally out. I got to go to a hotel with my dad, sister, and brother, and there was a show having a Harry Potter marathon. Thoughts on last episode. Battle of Hogwarts was super confusing. Lots of music and little dialogue, not my style. I didn't like it. 7th years doing Avada Kedavra? No way, ever. I don't think any of the girls did it non-verbally, though, just the Death Eaters. I don't know why you're so bothered by them counting to 5. It's supposed to be 3, Ellie. Always 3.
There's no issue with the 5. It was the aggressive 3 that threw everybody off.
Well, they yelled 3 for emphasis. You have till 5, so you better hurry up. My problem with all fan movies, professional movies, and whatnot is the Death Eaters travel in this smoky line thing, and in this movie, it looks like someone drew the smoke. That's the issue I always have with all the movies, having Death Eaters just fly away. By the way, Joe, the wand masters are called choreographers.
Yes, I know. I don't always have the right words to say.
It's okay. Interesting fact. Scarlet Witch also has choreographers for her hand movements in the Marvel movies and WandaVision.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Watching her just walk around and practice it when she's just like behind the scenes is just wild. She's just sitting there, just always just playing with her hands and getting the movements correct.
Got to get into character.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, why were people operating inside Hogwarts grounds? Because there are no rules anymore.
Because
The
they're
Death Eaters
all
took over,
elves.
so they took down all the security measures.
Yeah. I also think that Avada Kedavra with the blood spurt was because the Death Eater had stopped resisting because she was dead. Also, the flower thing. I thought she was giving the other students her life force or something. The flower thing still doesn't make sense. I don't have much on Neville Longbottom and the Black Witch. It was a really great fan movie. Good effects, great acting. I cried when Alice and Frank were being tortured, but I loved it a lot. The Zowu. They seem really cool. Cat's finally being helpful and not a bad guy. Who could hate these things? Volnera, Sanator, a spell that heals stuff? Song-like? Is this why all the birds and mice love Cinderella? She secretly heals them with song? I mean, maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
It's definitely possible that Snape invented it because he's always makes counter spells for every spell he invents. Well, I have to get this email in now, so until next week. Thanks, Ellie.
Thank you, Ellie. Up next, we have an email from the Pancake King.
Oh,
What up,
yeah.
Pancake King?
It's been a while.
What up, Dynamic Duo, and all of those other guys who are on this episode?
I like pancakes.
So, as this is a free-for-all episode, I could talk about anything, and I want to talk about pancakes versus waffles. Brent is excited. Just so you all know, pancakes easily beats waffles. I actually wonder, Brent is banging his head on his microphone. That's that sound that you hear. I actually wonder how this battle would go. Now, you must all believe pancakes are the superior breakfast. Anyway, continuing on, Josh, how dare you not like Dean Thomas? I think he's come around on that.
Opinions have changed.
Thankfully.
Yes.
I love how he just adds fluff, which is very good. And my final thing is, happy 250 episodes. I wish I could come live with you, but it's annoying to me that it'll be 2:00 in the morning, and I'm only 10 years old, so I can't stay up that late. But I will definitely be watching it in the morning as soon as I get up. From your boy, Pancake King.
Okay, I just
Thank you for the email.
first look. I will grant this kid a special dispensation for his whole pancake thing because he's 10 and he doesn't know any better yet. But as he gets older, he will come around to the truth and never ever have to have this conversation again.
This sounds like he hasn't had waffles before, is what that sounds like.
Yeah, pretty
Exactly.
much.
I'm with you, Pancake King.
You
Yeah,
would be.
you also like your bacon burnt to a crisp too.
Sure do.
Worst.
He likes pig jerky. That's what he's eating.
That sounds lovely, actually.
Oh boy. Let's move on to the next email, shall we? Because it's from Dane.
What, Dane?
Notes from howdy y'all. Notes from last episode. A giant trivia event. Let's go. If I was a betting man, I'd put it on the boss or professor.
Well,
Well,
hopefully you put the money on the right line there.
yeah.
He put all his money on blue. All good.
The Ravenclaw.
Yeah. But I know the Dean plays best with the lights on. He did
Win
do
if
really well.
Lose if you must, but always cheat.
Brent is the true wild card. If- I mean,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what they say about him. Yeah.
If the boss or professor actually give someone else a turn, Brent could definitely make a run at it.
Mm.
Oh, he played it Joe's
a little bit
way.
differently.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Joe rigged the system for himself.
And still lost.
Ow!
Yeah.
Ow!
Ow. Yes, sirree, Bob. Here I was thinking that was only my family saying it. Nope.
Nope. That's
All
the
over
thing.
the place. Is there going to be a trivia winner championship belt? There should be. But probably
Now
not.
that Marissa has won it, no.
Oh,
Wow.
sad day.
If I had won, I would have just pulled it right from my right here. But
Dang. Thoughts this week. What is everybody's favorite fan-made content that they have seen, heard, / interacted with? Everybody?
Tales from Godric's Hollow.
That's what Kristen said in her entry for the last month's giveaway.
It's true.
And then she ended up winning, which is probably shenanigans, but
It sounds like the right answer to me. I don't know.
yeah.
I am the one that chose the winner. There was nothing wrong with that. It was all upright. No issues whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's going to be Puffs.
Puffs is good.
But we're going to be covering a whole lot of fan-made stuff in the upcoming episode. So there is room for something else to take its spot.
Ooh. We'll see. I'd have to go with Puffs too, because that's the best thing I've watched in a long time. It's fun.
Brent or Matt, any fan-made content stuff, movies, plays that you...
No, I haven't really gotten into much of that. So
What I really need is the Harry Potter musical. I need that as a solid piece, not
Yeah.
15 different clips of the show. Like I need that as
Yeah.
one piece where I can sit down, and I would love to have it actually like
And
not a camera in the
a
corner.
decent recording. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Would love to have that. That would be that. I think that could very easily become a fan favorite. Although is it Harry? It's a wizard rock band, like Harry and the Potters or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They're fun. I like those guys too.
Sure.
Does Cursed Child count as fan-made content?
Yes.
We
Also-
don't recognize that nonsense here.
As fan-made content, yes.
There we go. There was that documentary that Matt and I watched. What was it? Mudbloods?
Mudbloods. Yes.
Mhm.
That one was solid.
Yes, if you have not watched that yet, I would definitely recommend that one.
College Quidditch.
Oh, College Quidditch. I was like,
Mhm.
what was that about again?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one is pretty good.
that was right up my alley for sure.
Would y'all try to beat? How would y'all try to beat the 3 tasks for the Triwizard Tournament?
Lie, cheat, steal. Joe knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, win if you can, lose if you must, but always. I don't know. I mean, they had a lot of time to prepare. You're just putting me on the spot right now. I mean, the maze would be a whole lot of fun. I feel like I've done one of them during Halloween in a cornfield. So
Mhm.
I've done that before, just minus the magic. But I feel like I'd be good at that. So I'd do it the same way Harry did it.
And win.
Yes. The lake one, I'm sure I would have found the bubblehead charm. That seems like the best route to go.
Yeah.
Although turning myself into a shark wouldn't. That would be pretty cool too. I think I'd still go bubblehead charm though. I don't think I'd be able to swallow the gillyweed.
So
That's my personal thing.
yeah, I actually I think I could have done that. That would have been interesting. But the with the maze, was there anything preventing them from going above the maze? To our knowledge,
Lack of imagination.
like
just
I mean,
blasting through the stuff.
to me, yeah, like I think they tried blasting through the walls, and it just like regrows
Yeah.
too fast.
Gotcha.
But once again, like other than he used it in the first task, like why not just call his broomstick again and fly up, get an overhead view, fly down to the cup, and there you go.
I wonder if that would be considered cheating.
There are basically no rules. Like
So,
I mean, if it wasn't
here's,
cheating
like,
in the first
to
task,
me,
it's
the
not
maze
cheating in the
thing-
third task.
Do you guys know the right hand rule for mazes?
No.
Like it's the way to solve every maze. If you take your right hand, you stick it on the wall, and just walk, and just follow you with your right hand along the wall, you will eventually get to wherever you're going in the maze.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
it
you'll
works for every
hit a
maze.
bunch of dead
Like, it's
ends along the
cheat
way,
code for all
but
mazes. So I would do that for the maze. For the dragon one, I would do something that like dragon bait way up there, and then like I would shoot the little chain or the big chain they have holding him down, and like free him, and then like, okay, dragon, go, and then just walk up and pick up the egg. You know,
or
that'd be what I try there. But the lake one, this may go to my, like, I've never understood why the wizarding world doesn't seem to interact much with the regular world, like, because they have to interact at some point because they wear jeans and stuff. So I would probably just like, I would learn how to scuba dive, and then I would summon the gear and then put it on and go down. Unless like I knew about gillyweed, then I'd eat the gillyweed, and that'd work too. But like that's probably what I would do. Like just scuba gear. All right, you guys, I'm gonna do this for a minute. And then go. I'm gonna call Matt's wife and have her teach me.
yep.
Because she is a real person, by the way. I finally got to meet her.
Brent has met her. Josh has met her too. I mean, come on.
It's true.
I've told Matt for years now that she's a figment of his imagination. I'm convinced, but no, she's real.
My girlfriend from Canada.
She's a centaur.
Now you got me thinking though too. The first task, like, why does he have to Accio the broomstick? Why doesn't he just Accio the egg?
Right.
I never thought about that.
It's a whole lot closer. He might even have eyes on. Like, I mean,
I'm sure
that would have been thinking on his feet, right? Plan for the broomstick, but then it's like, wait a minute. Like, Harry
Can I
should
just
have
do
that
this?
moment. And then we could skip the whole dragon chase scene in the movie. That doesn't exist. Yeah.
Same reason why you can't Accio a Horcrux. Not going to be able to Accio that egg. No way.
Probably.
Probably. But would have been worth a shot.
The dragon one would be tricky for me, I will say. I'm not sure what I would do.
I have
Except
no answers.
all Jon Snow and just try to ride it.
Yep. What class do you all think you would be best/worst in at Hogwarts? I would be best at charms and worst at potions, because science.
Worst at potions for me also. Probably best at defense against the dark arts. I think, yeah.
Marissa, did you say charms or spells?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're bringing up a sore subject.
Oh, it's okay because I won. Had I not
Yeah.
won,
Sure.
I would be real mad about it. But charms,
I had
sir.
to. I'm sorry.
I know.
Arithmancy.
You would. For your best or worst?
Best.
Okay.
What's your worst?
Probably care of magical creatures.
Yeah, I could see
Oh
that
yeah,
for
because you hate animals.
Yeah, totally see that for you. I think like Joe, I'd probably be really good at defense against the dark arts. I think I might actually even be okay with potions, although I'm not a great chemistry person, but potions seems different enough to me that like I might get into it because the ingredients tend to make sense, you know, like I love that. I think my worst subject though, by far would be herbology because it is the most snooze fest. Sorry, Professor Benz makes history look exciting compared to what herbology actually is. And I can't grow stuff to save my life. Like it all dies. I do not have a green thumb at all. And I would just hate it. I would just hate it. And therefore wouldn't do good at it. Sorry,
Did
Professor Sprout.
did I ever mention on the podcast that I had like a Professor Bins for history?
You've told me. I don't
You
know
probably
if you've
did.
said
You have.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause
I don't
like they didn't have enough people to teach history, and so I got the art teacher. Like that's what he usually taught, but occasionally he would pick up like one section of his world history. And I'm like, it's so boring. Like, if I think I must have had him before Harry Potter came out, because otherwise I would have made that comparison a lot sooner.
Muggle, did you answer?
Care of magical creatures, and probably history as my worst, just because we all know that I can't remember anything. So I feel like that would be a tough one. Maybe
That is
defense
the
against the
truth.
dark arts, because I'm not a fighter.
He's a lover, guys.
It's true.
And
All
a
right.
knocka out.
Which movie do you rewatch the most? I don't really watch the movies that much.
Boo.
I always have to start at the beginning, and that's why I've seen number one so much.
And you
And, like,
lose steam, and then you just stop watching them.
The only time I watch them out of order is like if I'm not even it used to be like if I was in a hotel room and you turn on the TV, but nowadays I have so many devices to watch stuff on demand. Like that, yeah. If I'm going to start watching them, I start at number one and rarely make it through number 7 before I get distracted by something else.
I think I generally start at Deathly Hallows Part 1 and then watch Part 2 either directly after or the following day. I think that's my go-to like first one I watch.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not my favorite, we've established that.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm doing a watch through, obviously I'm going to start at 1.
Yeah.
Like Matt, but I will eventually. I mean, because it's 8 movies. It's like what 14 hours worth of content or something like that by the time it's all said and done. 19 hours. Like that's a lot of hours, you know. And it
19
usually
hours
peter
later.
off. Yeah, I think usually by about movie 5, I'm life I gotta go do other stuff. And okay, I'm tired with this. I think the movie I've seen the most though is 5. Like through just
Really?
it happens to be on TV, or like if I'm sitting down and I want to just watch it's my favorite of the movies. So like I'll put 5 on. If I just am watching a movie like at random or am showing people, like it's the one I'm always down to watch. So I think 5 is probably the one that I've seen the most. Longest book, shortest movie.
Who would be stupid enough to watch all the movies back to back?
I don't know.
I know a guy.
I know a couple of guys.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That's my answer.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I can get down with that.
There you go.
I probably watched number 1 the most. Kind of like Matt said. Start to watch them and then you lose steam. Like you have to restart. Yeah. Which book do you reread the most? Number 3, because it's the best.
Cursed Child.
Once again, it's number 1 because I always have to start at the beginning. I cannot just jump into the middle of the series. I can't do it.
I can honestly say I've read every book an equal amount of times.
I think
when I go through it, I go through them, and then I go through them. That's it.
I think I've read Deathly Hallows one more time than everything else because that's the one I started with.
Like Brent, I could probably say I would almost say the same thing, that I've read them all equal, except I know, like, because I was in it during the release of it, like every
Sure.
time a new book came out, I would reread everything before it. So then once again, number 1 I've read the most.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Because I remember doing, yeah. I might have read 4 the most, actually, now that I think about it.
How do you
Because-
get that?
because like I started watching, so 1, 2, and 3 were out, and I think 4 had just come out when I started reading the books. And I remember rereading 4 before going to see the movie as it came out. And I came up with my idea at that point to I have a personal rule that I will not watch a movie within 6 months of reading the book. And it has served me well, y'all. Let me tell you what, it has served me well. It is way too close, too fresh in your memory. 6 months,
Yeah.
I have to have the separation. Yeah, that's the reason. But yeah, I think it's probably 4 is probably the one I've read the most. But that's all equal. It's only gonna be like 1 or 2 extra times. That's it.
Favorite magical creature?
I've
Oh,
literally
sorry.
read every book equally the same.
Okay.
Just
I
in
would
case
believe
anybody was actually wondering the answer.
I would believe that.
Twice. Okay. Favorite magical creature?
Hippogriff.
Guys.
Thestral.
Giant squid.
I feel like it's changed for me since I last answered this question. Now it's a Niffler because I just think they're adorable.
That's a solid answer. Blast-ended Scroot.
Nice.
There you go.
I'm just remembering random names.
Uh-huh. Hey, you remembered something. That is a thing.
Just sparks just firing off inside my brain.
Just like the blast-ended Scroot.
What up, Val?
Favorite book to screen scene? Harry and Slughorn being at the funeral of Aragog.
Burning of the Burrow.
Don't even with me.
I think it might be when Ron's under the love potion.
That's good too.
What was the question?
Favorite book to screen scene?
Aqua Zombies.
That's a good one.
For some reason, those are never how I pictured them, though, when reading. So
Yeah.
I think for me, it's Prisoner of Azkaban after they travel back and they're seeing themselves and how that all works out. Like actually seeing that physically was really nice.
They did a good job with it.
Yeah.
Brenticle?
I always called him Brentifer.
I really liked the battle in the Ministry in movie 5.
Okay.
The wizard duel. From book to movie, I think that's probably my favorite of all the scenes.
Very cool.
So it was cool. It was just cool. I visually, especially watching it on the big screen. I'm sorry, Josh, you had to watch these on the small screen. Watching it on the big screen, that particular battle was awesome. Awesome.
In a vacuum, I agree with you, Brent. Mm-hmm. But it was just so much better in the book that I would have been so disappointed had I saw what they did in the movie compared to what it was in the book. Mm-hmm. Oh, would have killed me.
Mm.
But favorite Harry Potter video game? I haven't played any, so
same.
Wow.
Lego Harry Potter.
There you go, Josh.
Is it really like I've played like the first chapter of it? Is it really good?
I mean, Matt and I played it for 24 straight hours, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I greatly enjoy all of the Lego games. Lego Harry Potter is one of my favorites, though, of all of them.
Mm-hmm. They did good.
They do a really good job with it. I haven't played all of the other ones. Some of the other ones are good, but I mean, it's a different style too. So it really comes down to what's your style. But yeah, the Lego is probably top of my list too.
Favorite Weasley?
Percy. Yeah.
Yes.
Hermione.
It's a good one.
That's a great call. That's a great call.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go Ron.
Just for the originality of it. Got it. Errol.
You're trying to job.
Yeah, no. I think I really liked Bill.
That's right.
I really like Bill a lot. Because of especially what we got from him in book 7. But also Bill he's one of the major characters in Hogwarts Mystery, which I know is not canon. I know whatever. I played it, went through it. Bill's like one of my best friends in Hogwarts Mystery, and he was a cool dude. So I'm gonna go with Bill.
No,
I also hated Penny, which was awesome.
I would go with Bill as well. I mean, I think he has one of the coolest jobs that we don't get to hear about enough.
True.
Like I think Fred and George would get annoying to me after a while.
Oh yeah.
Like they're hilarious, but like at some point I'd be like, okay, guys, you seriously grow up. Like
no, I could be friends with them all day.
Oh, I could be friends with them, but I like after a while I'm like, okay, all right, guys, seriously, come on.
I would go with Charlie, actually, because we don't get enough of him. We don't get enough of his, what he does in Romania with the dragons. So I think I would choose him as my favorite. And that's all from Dane. Thanks, Dane.
Thank you, Dane. Up next, we have an email from Ava Potato.
Hi, Ava.
Hi, Ava. Hello, my name is Ava Potato. I want your opinion on a few things. Number 1, what house do you think Dobby is in?
Hufflepuff.
Gryffindor.
He doesn't have a house. He is a free elf.
No, Slytherin. Dobby's 100% Slytherin. Think of the ambition that kid has. Think of the shrewdness that he has with how, because seriously, Dobby, he gets the sock. He knows it's a technicality. He knows his master didn't really give him a sock, but he's going to take it and run with it. Boom. That boy's Slytherin through and through. And he's resourceful. Think about how resourceful Dobby is. Dobby wouldn't find them Among Us. Oh, he's Slytherin through and through. I plant my flag, and he's the Malfoy's house elf.
Brent did just get really serious right there. And for that,
not all Slytherins are bad.
I believe he would probably be a Hufflepuff because he's really brave, he's really smart, and he's really ambitious. So
He's a big old
Brave.
softy.
Brave is not a
Gryffindor.
exactly.
Yeah. But that's why I was leaning towards Gryffindor. But I can see Brent's argument for Slytherin for sure
as well.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of foils to each other, right? Gryffindor and Slytherin. So
Two sides of the same coin.
I actually said traits of each of the other houses. That's why he would belong to Hufflepuff because he's a little bit of everything. I do know what I'm talking about sometimes.
Do you?
Just Number 2. Did Draco and Narcissa deserve a redemption arc?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
No.
everybody does.
Yep.
I mean, in reality, yes, everyone deserves redemption. But in the story, I don't feel like Draco ever got one, nor do I feel like he needed one, nor do I want him to have one. I could care less for Draco. I appreciated what Narcissa did. I would say Narcissa over Draco in that sense, in my opinion.
I'd kind of reverse that. I'd rather see Draco's redemption over Narcissa.
Well, Narcissa was little more than a side character.
Yeah, she didn't have that big a part to begin with, so I didn't really.
Yeah.
I really would have liked to have seen Draco go through all the stuff he went through, but in the end, particularly when he's on the rooftop with Dumbledore or the clock tower with Dumbledore, and the idea that like Draco, you don't really want to kill me. Like you're not really a bad guy. And I don't even know that it's a redemption arc as much as the true Draco really coming out. Like he has all this pressure from his dad and from his father and all these expectations of what he's supposed to be. And he actually gets a chance to like not do that. Like I would have liked to have seen Draco come out of that and not feel like he always had to bow down to that and have the redemption arc in that way. But again, I don't know that to me it would have been redemption as much as just him actually coming into his own as a person and not being his father's little minion or whatever.
Yeah, it'd have been cool with seeing a Draco redemption arc, but I don't think we need Narcissa, unfortunately.
All right, last one here. Number 3. Is Gryffindor overrated?
Yes. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yep.
Yes.
Overrated.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, it depends on who you ask.
Well, if you ask Josh, apparently he'll say no.
Only because I know Val's watching.
Oh, hi Val. You're not over your house. Sorry.
I feel like a lot of the fandom believe that Gryffindor is overrated.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact: do you know the least purchased robes in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter are Gryffindor robes?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be Ravenclaw because apparently there are none.
Mm-mm.
You see them a lot in the parks.
Yeah.
They had plenty at Harry Potter New York.
Do they sell the right colors of Ravenclaw?
Blue
Though?
and silver.
No. Still angry.
The mother
All right.
still knows how to press buttons.
Every single one.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. That's it for Ava Potato. So thank you for the email.
Thank you. Next email is from Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Tales crew, past and present. Congratulations on 250 episodes. Thank you for all the time you put into making this show. I love when stories take on a life of their own, becoming part of our daily lives and identities. My question for you all is, are there any Harry Potter isms that have made it into your everyday speech? For example, my husband and I say eclectricity instead of electricity, and we involve creatures won't whenever our dog is being stubborn.
No post on Sundays.
Yep.
Say that all the time, like every week, especially when I'm expecting a package.
Or post on Sundays.
Amazon delivers on Sunday. What are you talking about?
It's true. It's changed a lot now, which is weird. But
Some
for
post on Sundays.
years, it was always no post on Sundays.
What's even more weird when it's an Amazon package, but it's being delivered by a postal USPS carrier on Sunday.
Yep.
Like, how did this work out?
I don't understand anything that's going on.
Yeah.
Really?
I do the no post on Sundays thing. I can't think of anything else that I just use in everyday life.
I'll take every opportunity to talk like Alan Rickman's Snape. Like if I see the word equally, I can never just say it like equally. I have to go equally.
Equally.
And then in the moonlight.
Because you say that every day.
Every night when he goes outside, he looks at the moon.
I find ways to get Snape's voice in my conversation. Not necessarily those specific words, but I'll say it like Snape or Alan Rickman Snape.
I don't have a phrase I think that I use, but as often as I can, I'll do the Daniel Radcliffe from the 6th movie with Aragog, the pincers,
That's good.
like I'll do this every once in a while, and people look at me and stare at me like I have 6 heads. I'm just, because he just, and they'll be like, "What?" And I go, "Don't worry about it."
Nothing for me. I can't think of anything.
Okay.
It's
That was
probably
all.
something for Peter.
Amanda just said, I did my waiting. I do that too, actually, now that you say that.
You were waiting for it.
I was.
I know, but I'll
I did
tell
my
you this.
waiting, Matt.
I'll tell you this shameless plug. So Matt and I have a little podcast that we do together, and the drinking game for our podcast is anytime there's a Harry Potter reference.
Oh, really?
And there's at least one an episode. Like but it's like the drinking
Shocking.
game for our show.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Right.
That was all from Sarah. Thanks,
All right.
Sarah.
Up next, we have an email from Paola.
Hey.
Hello, Paola. Get your email correctly on here. Hello. I'm weeks behind, but, well, there were a lot of things to watch and look for, and I got busy, and so I got behind. Anyway, here are my thoughts. Number 1. I found Pups on my TV app on my iPhone. I rented it and laughed a lot. I agree Myrtle was perfect. I actually thought she was the same actress. Kind of cool that she wasn't because the actress nailed it. Snape's sex ed class was hilarious. I wonder if Hogwarts has some sort of program for that, or do they think teenagers aren't doing stuff? You can't tell me nobody's ever gotten pregnant at Hogwarts. I don't know. I might be able to tell you that. I'm not sure. Number 2, Welcome Back Potter has to be one of the worst things I've ever seen. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like the premise, because as much as I love the series, if this were real life, anyone expecting a child to be savior is just terrible. And I was always on Aberforth's side when he told Harry to run, and Dumbledore kept a lot from him that he shouldn't have. It was all just a big chess game to reach the end goal, and the people around him were pawns. That being said, I hated what they turned Harry and Ron into. Jerk druggies? Gross. I'd have liked it better if they'd ended up in the Muggle world doing some sort of meaningful career and just being normal people. Would it be selfish if Harry still decided not to go back to help? Yeah, maybe. But this show makes him look like a jerk. It doesn't make him look like he's standing up for himself and his right to a life of his own. And the language in this, just hated it. Seems to be the sentiment, Paola. I'm kind of torn about Harry's careers because I could see where you're both coming from. It's said that Harry still feels the need to save people, and I'd have loved it if he taught Defense Against the Dark Arts or if he played Quidditch. But I also see what Joe means when he says that Harry would feel better being the one to catch dark wizards. Number 4. I know I like to pick on Dumbledore, but it's really not all his fault that there was a Slytherin rivalry. I mean, nobody else seemed to think it was wrong either, not even McGonagall. Nobody likes Slytherin.
A Slytherin. What do you mean a Slytherin rivalry?
Like no one likes them, and
Oh! I thought you meant like
They're
a
all
rivalry
evil.
within the Slytherin.
no
I'm like
rivalry
when did I
against
miss that?
Slytherin.
Number 5, Neville Longbottom and the Black Witch was amazing. I loved seeing Frank and Alice and baby Neville, but it made me so sad. Frank and Alice weren't really real to me in the books because, well, the story wasn't about Neville. So I never really thought about what he lost. I mean, I knew what happened, but it's different seeing it happen and seeing Neville's life with parents. Kind of like when I started reading fanfics with baby Harry in them. You see what his life might have been like.
Mhm.
And lastly, number 6 here. I actually think Tom Riddle wouldn't have been Voldemort if Merope had lived. Would he have been a good person? Probably not, because he'd have been raised with her muggle-hating family around. But I think he'd just be a bad person who thought muggles were beneath him. I never got the impression Merope didn't love her son just because she died. We don't even know if it was just a broken heart that gave her no will to fight. Think about the times. People died in childbirth all the time. They bled out and died. They found her in the cold, and it sounded like she'd been in labor for a long time. I don't know. I don't think Tom would have been a good, upstanding citizen if she'd lived, but I also don't think he'd be Wizard Hitler either. I think having nobody at all is what turned him into that.
If only he had a hug.
I was
I
gonna
was
say,
gonna
would have gotten a
say.
few more hugs.
Yeah.
Thank you for this, Amanda. Well, those are my thoughts on these last few episodes. Happy 250th episode. Thank you, Paola.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next email is from Tish. Love the podcast. My favorite part of the week is when I'm able to listen to a new episode. Aw,
Thank you.
thanks. It's very nice. I do have a question for you all. I am reading the 4th book with my daughter, and we just read the part where fake Moody is using the Imperious Curse on the kids in the classroom. Do you think the voice Harry heard in his head is the Horcrux Voldemort telling him to not jump on the desk? Kind of goes along with a fan theory that the voice Harry has arguing with himself about whether or not to go after Ginny is Voldemort following bro code, which I always enjoy.
Yeah, I don't think this was Voldemort saying, I think this is just his conscience.
He's got a strong will, so I wouldn't think it was Voldy either.
Anyone else
Yeah.
have thoughts on this?
It's just Jiminy Cricket.
Watch it, Matt.
Best Disney character ever.
Said no one ever.
Brendan enjoyed that a lot.
I did. That's great. That's great.
Brent's getting a little giddy.
No, I think it was Harry. The whole point of that is his internal struggle. It's not. I don't think that's Voldemort at all.
Yep, that was all from Tish. Thanks, Tish.
All right. Thank you. And our final email of the evening, as of right now, is from Jess.
Hi, Jess.
Hi, all. What a fun episode. I just want to tell you I am so thankful for this podcast. I listen weekly, but don't always email. Thanks for all you do. Can't wait to see what the next episodes bring. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And
I don't think we're going to get the one and only Atari Alex because he's him and his family are sick. He posted.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitter, so.
Shout out Alex and Atari family. I know you're in the thick of it right now. So.
Yeah.
You can hold off on your celebratory email next week because we know for a fact that it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. This was a lot of fun for us.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to crown our first Harry Potter Trivial Pursuit champion.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank our guests for coming, Brent, Josh, and Matt.
Thanks, guys.
So great having you guys on. You have no idea how much fun it was having you all on at the same time. This is really cool for me, considering I started out as a community member, and now here I am on the show with you guys.
Hey, same.
Pretty neat.
Me too.
Let me start with Brent.
Yes.
You want to tell the people where they can find you at?
Yeah, if you guys want to find me, you can find me at Brent Allen Live across all the social medias. If you want to check out what Matt and I are actually up to, we do a podcast called Beam Me Up, a Star Trek podcast, where basically what we've done is we've taken the idea of this show right here, Tales from Godric's Hollow, switched it on him, and put Matt in the chair of the Muggle, where he's watching for the very first time, and I'm getting to lead him through. But it's not all 800 plus hours. No, my job, my challenge is to condense it down into a very manageable 150-ish episodes, and we're about like episode 90 right now. So it's not too late to come join us, and all our shows are evergreen. So come hang out. It's been fun, and play the drinking game with us.
Very good. Matt, one half of the original host. Did you ever think Tales would get to 250?
Yeah, absolutely. I just thought I'd still be here, but for the record, I did look up episode 200, and I was actually on the episode. That was like my first time back talking about wand lore.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, I
Told you
thought-
Matt was back.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So yeah, you can find me across most social media at As a Matter of Matt. Or if anybody's interested in following me about Skylanders stuff, because that's really what I'm doing now, you can find me on Twitter at SCLMatt, or on Facebook under Skylanders character list.
Great. Muggle. It was a blast. Once again.
Always fun hanging out with you lovely people.
Definitely. Promote the
Did you-
podcast. Tell people where they can find you. Answer Marissa's question.
Oh, sorry. Did you guys know that today is Best Friends Day and I get to podcast with my best podcast friends?
Oh,
Yay.
know what?
Question.
I
Like-
did know it was Best Friends Day. I just didn't.
Like today, June 8th, or today, like because it's already June 9th where you guys are?
It's not June 9th where we are.
we got to
There
go.
you
Close to.
We got
I can't
15
do
minutes.
June
Time
8th.
math. Time math.
June-
Okay.
June
Time of the
8th.
construct, Josh. Remember
Yep.
that.
You can follow me Twitter, Instagram at the noise NOYSE. Then I do a podcast called The Castle Vault. Matt has been on it. No one else has because everybody else apparently hates Disney. Brent, waiting for you, buddy. Waiting for you.
You gotta pick a movie, dude. You gotta pick one.
Well, okay, so it's a movie podcast. We watched through the entire Disney Animation Studios catalog of films. We are currently in Pixar. We only have a couple movies left in Pixar. I know, it's wild. Then we're going to be moving on to the MCU because it's rad. It's going to be a lot
Josh,
of
I got a
fun.
question. Have you guys talked about where you're gonna go do Raya in The Last Dragon? or
We
just
actually just brought it up on the last episode. So we're finishing Pixar at the end of this month. We'll do our Pixar wrap up episode,
Mhm.
and then we'll probably go in and do Raya now that it's available on Disney Plus for everybody to watch,
Mhm.
and not just Premiere Access. But doing it this way, we'll be able to get Luca right when it releases on Disney Plus, which is cool. So then we're gonna slide Raya in, and then we'll probably be starting the MCU right after that. So should be good times. But anyway, it's called The Castle Vault. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram at The Castle Vault. It's a fun show. It's more of me just talking about nonsense things and having fun. And it's still family friendly. It's about, like I said, Disney films and Disney related things. So if you're interested, check it out. We do cooking challenges every week because if
Those
there's one thing if there's one thing I learned about doing a podcast, is people like talking about food. It's
You guys,
weird.
you guys seriously need a Castle Vault cookbook.
I know we're getting close to it. Yeah,
I mean, you've got more than enough to do it, and the stuff you guys do looks and sounds delicious. And
yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I want to know what it is. How do you make it?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, the Castle Vaults. Check it out if you're interested. And then you could follow my vegan Instagram account, which is at Vegan Ally. Because Val, everybody knows Val that listens to the show, decided to go vegan about a year and a half ago. And I was cooking for her, and I was like, this is easy, no problem. The cooking part of it. But I didn't want to take the plunge and actually try it out myself. And a couple months ago, I decided to do it. So it's been going well. So yeah.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Save the squids.
Always save the squids. Marissa, the winner. Where can the people find you at?
If people would like to congratulate me and tell me that they believe that I didn't cheat, unlike Joe, they can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rissaru312. If they want to hear me talk about Buffy, they can go over to mmpodcastnetwork.com.
Awesome. And as for me, you can find me personally on Instagram or the Twitter at Custom Vinyl Lush. If you'd like to follow the show, you can do so at talesfromgodricshollow.com. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Tales from Godric's Hollow. You can follow us on Twitter at Tales from GH. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Tales from Godric's Hollow. A lot of great things happening over there. Follow us on Podchaser, podchaser.com/TFGH. And any emails that you got for us, you can always send them to talesfromgodricshollow@gmail.com. As for next week, we're covering Lily Evans and the 11th Hour Harry Potter fan movie. We'll be covering the Yeti and the Beast breakdown and Sternius in Spelio Rebellio. Also, don't forget to start sending in your giveaway entries, as well as any truth or lies questions you may have. We hope you all find some magic in the week ahead. So until next time, onward and upward. Bye, everybody.